I evo nas, krenuli smo ljudi, GoPro uskoro kreće. Sada vam kažem, evo, ja sam ovdje u nekoj grupi od nekih 200-300 ljudi, ali kako sam čuo, jako je veliki broj ljudi koji će učestvovati na ovom događaju, negdje oko 70.000 ljudi je na ovom događaju. Kako će to da izgleda, vidit će se vrlo skoro, samo da ja prebacim na glavni ekran. Evo ga, znači ništa više od mene, toliko od mene. Samo da vam kažem, znači, pratite ovaj glavni link, na njemu će uvijek biti link na kome ide trenutna sesija. Eto, toliko od mene, budite mi pozdravljeni, čao, čao, ja se više neću javljati, ide virtual GoPro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Virtual GoPro 2021, where today's top network marketing professionals are born. Are you ready? Are you ready? Please welcome to the stage your host, Fabian Fitzner.
Good evening, wherever in the world you are. Daniel Ritz, I can see you. Good morning. Amber Treat, I can see you. Julie Bauer, I can see you. Cassandra Merriman, how are you? How are you guys? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow network marketers from all around the world, it is time for the Virtual GoPro 2021. Guys, I'm so excited for the next 3 days because I know this event is going to change lives. New leaders will be born. New ranks will be hit. New dreams will be fulfilled. This event is one of a kind, and I'm so excited to share the next 3 days with you. You will hear from some of the most amazing speakers in the network marketing industry. You will have several sessions with, I like to call him the godfather of network marketing, Mr. Eric Worre himself. We will have several keynote speakers who are masters at their craft. You will hear from Marina Worre as well. So we have some very, very exciting days ahead of us. But before we start, what I love the most about the network marketing industry is we're all family. We're all one big team. We're one big community. We share the right mindset, the same values. Right now, we might all be strangers, but at the end of this event, we will all be family. And I want to quote one of my very dear friends, Fraser Brooks, and you will see him later on. He always likes to say, network marketing turns strangers into friends and friends into family. And I want to speed up that process today a little bit. So if it's okay for you, by show of hands, tell me if we take 2 minutes, that 60,000 people learn more about each other and we all speed up the process. Is that fine with you? Please show your hand. I can see you. Okay, thank you. Perfect, awesome. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Sandeep. So what we're going to do is pretty simple. On the count of 3, you will just type your name into the chat. You also can write your name down on a piece of paper, and you can hold it into the camera if you want to. So it will be seen on the big screen as well, okay? On the count of 3, I want to see the chat explode. I want to see your name on the screen. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Type in your name. Type in your name. Oh, look at that. Jeffrey, Cynthia, Deborah, Raquel, Laura, Carly, Shanti, Kelly, Valerie, Jennifer, over here, Felipe, Guillermo, Tony. Man, 60,000 people writing your name. How crazy is that? Show some love, guys. Show some love. Hit those like buttons. Amazing. Here's number 2. Now we know how we all called, we know our names, but we don't know where we are from. So the second thing is, on the count of 3, I want you to type the country where you are from. And we have more 100 countries today live, so please, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Which country are you from? Australia, USA, Canada, Israel, United Kingdom, Malaysia, Germany, Iceland, Tahiti, Romania, Malaysia, USA again, Philippines, Sweden, Belgium, Jordan, Cancun. Amazing. But Cancun isn't a country, isn't it? But it's a very nice place anyways. Yeah. So guys, super excited. Thank you very much for sharing. And here's one last thing I'm going to ask from you. This time on the count of 3, I want you to type, what do you expect from this event? But I want you to use just small words, 1, 2, or 3 words. For example, be a leader, fulfill my dream, become a network marketing professional, be motivated, be inspired, things like that. Are you ready to do that? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Overcome fear, growth, belief, be motivated, clarity on goals, momentum, become a pro. Let's go. Inspiration, be inspired, growth, momentum, learn the skills, get motivated, how to be a leader, be inspired, become a pro, change your life. Guys, you are amazing. Thank you very much for working with me this morning. Now it's time to introduce myself as well. My name is Fabian Fitzner. I'm a fellow network marketing pro as you, but this weekend I will be your MC and host. So that means we will spend some time together. I would love to tell you a little bit about my story and my past very quickly, because this event has changed my life. And the story I'm about to tell you, I call it the story of the leather jacket. And I have the leather jacket actually over here. I brought it as a little prop to remind me how powerful those events are. 8 years ago, I was a classical entrepreneur. My wife and I, we had fitness clubs on Canary Islands. We did that business quite successfully, but then financial crisis hit. Remember the big recession between 2009 and 2012. By show of hands, a type in the chat. Okay, you just outed yourself that you're over 30 years old. Okay, the young guys don't remember. I'm 40 years now, so yes, I do. So what happened is, we couldn't afford to pay our employees anymore, so because of that financial crisis, nobody came to the gym. So we needed to take a decision, and we said, you know what, let's move on. And I looked around and I found network marketing. And I was so amazed by that industry that we said, hey, let's sell the gyms and let's go all in. Take the money from the sale and live 2 years of that money and build it big. It was a great idea, right? So we moved back from Canary Islands, from Spain to Germany. And the plan was pretty well. The only thing we didn't plan was that the guy we sold the gym to had a different plan. He never paid us. So we moved back to Germany, and we had 0 money on the account, and we had 0 network. But we had a dream. We had a vision. But to be honest, for around 1.5 years, I was struggling a lot. I thought I know what to do. I was driven, but I just didn't have the tools. So my mentor came one day and said, we need to fly to the United States. There's a generic event going on. There's a guy, he will teach you everything you need to know to become a network marketing professional. Sounds great. Thought like my mind said, I'm in, but how? I didn't even have money. How can I pay for a hotel? How can I pay for a flight, flying from Germany to the US? But you know what? As an entrepreneur, you don't focus on problems. You focus on solutions. We had a flight attendant on the team. And she made it happen that we could fly on what's called standby. For those of you who are not familiar, that actually means the flight attendant says, hey, I want to jump on that flight. if there's a free spot, can you take me? So we're sitting at the airport just waiting and hoping that any flight will actually have a spare seat so we could fly. First one went off, second one worked. So we went in and we had an amazing seat. It's called the jump seat. I don't know if you heard about that. The jump seat is the little seat you actually flip down on taxi, takeoff, and landing where the flight attendants sit. So they had a few of them because the crew was not fully packed, which means we were standing for 12 hours on the airplane. But hey, we made it to the US for a very, very cheap price. We shared a hotel room with 3 big dudes and 1 queen-size bed because we couldn't afford it, but it was worth it. The event really changed my life. I finally knew what to do. I went home and I started working. But before I went home, I went to a mall because you need to know here in Las Vegas, there are amazing outlet malls. So I went to the mall and I couldn't shop because I didn't have money. So I walked through the mall and I've seen that leather jacket store. And that's where the leather jacket comes into play. I walk in and I see that jacket I always wanted to have. But in my country, it's like $300. I couldn't afford that. But hey, it was an outlet store. $60 only. So I called my wife and I said, Nika, her name is Veronica, shout out to Veronica, sitting in Dubai right now. Thank you. Babe, I need that jacket. I sent her a picture and he says, no. And you know who the boss is in relationships, right? So we just cannot afford it. If you buy a jacket for $60, we just spend everything we had for that flight. We won't have enough afterwards, maybe for food next week. I bought it anyways. I went home and we had a big fight about it. And the only fights we had in our career were always about money. And I don't know if any one of you guys can relate, but if the financial situation is not good, you start fighting very often in relationships. So I started to apply everything I learned at that event. And I started to grow. And for the next 2 years, I was all in. I didn't even think about the jacket anymore. And it was working. We reached one of the highest ranks in our company. 2 years later, actually, we hit our 7 figures for the first time, accumulated, and it was a blast. And then we had a company convention back in the US. So we flew out. This time, we didn't fly on the jump seat. This time, we flew business. We participated at the event. It was amazing. And afterwards, before we flew home, we actually also went shopping. This time, I bought 3 suits. My wife bought a few dresses. We had a lot of shoes, you can imagine. And as we're leaving that mall, fully packed with bags, and walking towards the exit, I had to stop and I looked to the right, and guess what I saw? It was exactly the same mall I was in 2 years before. And I turned to the right and I see that leather jacket store. And I drop all the bags, and I start crying, and I realized how much my life has changed due to that single event. So, my wish for you is exactly that. I know this event can and will change your life if you are ready to go all out, if you are ready to put in the work. We have seen it so many times. Okay, guys, we have to go into a few things, a little bit of housekeeping now, make sure that everyone knows like how the thing works here during the next days, during this morning. And first of all, I would also welcome all the Facebook viewers out there. We have a free stream right now for the first 2 hours. Welcome, guys, on Facebook, on YouTube, and so on. We're excited to have you here. A very, very important thing. This is a no recruiting zone, okay? This is a safe place. That just means we know everybody loves their company and their badges and their products and their shirts. But if you are in an open room, not in a company room, that's fine. But if you're in an open room, please make sure, do not share any links, do not put your company stuff and everything into the camera, okay? Let's keep the integrity of that event because we all want to grow together. So do I get a yes from everybody? Can we just have a 1 in the chat if you agree? Just type a 1 in the chat if that's fine for you. Thank you very much. Awesome. The next thing is you have to be present. What do I mean by that? Turn your phones off because it's so easy to be distracted. I know you're in the comfort of your home. Everybody's sitting in front of the computer right now and maybe the kids are screaming in the back, the pet is running around, the neighbor is having a construction place in his apartment, whatever. Turn your phone off. Do whatever you can to be the next 3 days present. Also, sit your family down. Talk to them. Hey, for the next 3 days, actually, I have to be in this event focused, present, because I want to change our lives. So involve them in the whole thing. Stay focused. Don't let the chat be a distraction. I know it's very cool to talk with all the people in the chat and actually have an answer to every question, but again, don't start chatting for the chat, okay? Stay very focused on what you learn here. So next thing, if you're hungry, my advice would be just order Uber Eats or any other delivery service, but don't go in the kitchen and start cooking, even though I'm pretty sure some of you are very good cooks and chefs, right? And the next thing, and that's one of my absolute favorites, 100%. I need you to agree that we will give 100%. And I will tell you why. I will tell you why. I know you guys want to learn. But sometimes we have to trick our mind and we have to trick our body. So what happens right now, you are in what we call the attention mode, which means you are in attention. You want to learn. You're focused. You're present. Everything's fine. All the information goes straight into your brain and it will be saved. But you know what happens after 45 minutes? Your state will change. Your state will change into something what I like to call the movie mode. And you might relate to that, the movie mode. Everything becomes a little more comfortable. You lean back. Information is not getting into the brain anymore. 45 minutes later, you're going to change again, and this time into something that is called popcorn mode. And the popcorn mode looks a little bit like that. So information is like popcorn actually slamming against your head. Another one passes left, another one passes on the right, but it's not getting in there anymore, okay? So that's why we're going to do a lot of exercises. And trust me, we need to do those exercises together. So what we're going to do now is like one exercise you will see me doing with you all weekend long. And this one is pretty easy. So what I'm going to say is, please, everybody get, I'm going to do a double clap, up. I want you to do the double clap with me, and then you stand up with 100%. Can we do that? All right, here we go. So please, everybody, stand up. There we go. Everybody stand up, stand up, stand up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Okay. All right, guys, so that wasn't really 100%, but as we're standing already, let me show you why it's so important to give 100%. So as we're all standing right now, please slowly sit down, but only 99%. Sit down 99%. You can touch the chair, but don't sit down. Just touch it, keep in the position. How many of you want to give 100% now? Okay, give 100% and just sit down. Perfect. Awesome. So you see, it's very important to give 100% at all times because the speakers will do the same for you. Next one, you have to show up. Be there. You paid for the ticket, you want to change your life, so make sure you don't miss any session because the sessions build up on each other. To miss a little is to miss a lot. Have water and snacks nearby. Also stay connected. If you're in our Facebook groups and Telegram groups, make sure, because there we will have updates for you during the event. Be on the laptop, not on the phone. Have your cameras on at all times. Have your audio on at all times. And your go-to source, and you will see that now on the back, is your dashboard. The dashboard is where everything lives this week. We'll have PDFs, the help desk, the support, and you will have different resources. And now, ladies and gentlemen, one last announcement before we get the first speakers on stage. We have a lot of amazing giveaways today. So make sure that you're always on time, because those giveaways will always be given away to those who are actually on time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the crew is ready. The speakers are ready. Network marketers around the world, are you ready? Then please welcome on stage the two people who changed the network marketing world, not once, not twice, but 3 times. The first time by launching the book GoPro 7 Steps of Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. The second time by inventing GoPro Recruiting Mastery. And the third time by inventing Virtual GoPro. Here are for you, Eric and Marina Warren!
in network marketing history. You're all part of it. Let me see some hands. Let me see some hands. If you're ready to go, you're ready to make this go. Angela's kind of thinking about it. She's moving the hands, but just kind of. Great to see everybody. We're excited. This is going to be the most epic 3 days you've ever been a part of. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be special. But to start this off, let me introduce and have her open up the show. This is really the house that Marina built. This studio was built a year ago as a kind of a response to COVID, but it's turned into a global phenomenon. So Marina Wari, give her a round of applause, everybody.
So first of all, I just want to say that I'm so blessed and I'm so excited for next 3 days because we have people from all over the world. I don't even know how many countries we have. We have almost 70,000 people who connecting us from all the continents, from pretty much every country, and we're translating it in multiple languages. But what I'm most excited about is this event is about the breakthrough, the transformation that it's going to happen for all of you for the next 3 days. It's going to be so powerful and so amazing. Like Fabian said, like Fabian said, if you play full out, if you give your 100%, you will be amazed how much you can transform in the next 3 days. Because this studio just happened to be one of the, like Eric said, the responses to COVID situation. And because, you know, we had an event that we were hoping to have live, and then the whole pandemic changed everybody's lives, and we're still dealing with this problem. But what we did is we created the opportunity for all of us to come together. And I'm sure you already heard that from Eric before, the formula for success that he and I share together. It's say yes, tell the world, and figure it out. So what I want you to think about in the next 3 days, who do you want to become? Who do you want to become in your network marketing career? Who do you want to become in your life? Who do you want to become as a spouse or as a significant other, for your friends, for your family, for your team? And say yes to that person. Say yes to that person. Say yes to those dreams. Say yes to all the transformation that it's about to happen. Don't worry about how. A lot of people confuse the two, and they want to think about like, oh, how it's going to happen, how I'm going to make it next rank, how I'm going to achieve the next income level, or whatever it might be. Don't worry about the how. Just make a decision what you want it to be, what your dream is, what your life look like, and who do you want to become. And during those 3 days, we're going to help you. We're going to equip you with the tools and ideas necessary so you can go out, and after those 3 days, don't do it yet, but 3 days from now, go out and tell the world. Tell the world about your dreams. Tell the world about who you're about to become, and then figure it out. So, Eric, this is your show. I'm a guest. So I'm giving it back to you.
Everybody, give Marina Wari a big round of applause. You don't know how much those
Let's crush it.
She makes it happen. Love you. All right. Okay, if you're excited, if you're ready to get into some training, if you're ready to start this process, put a number 7 into the comments. Let me see all the 7s. Let me see. Cool. Very exciting. You know what's so fun? As I'm looking at all of you up on the screen, I see people driving. Please be safe while you're driving. I see people with kids. I see people with pets. If you have one of your pets, show your pets up on the screen. If the kids are around, show the kids. If your spouse is around, show your spouse. But it's great to see everybody all around the world. As Marina said, we have approximately 70,000 people from over 100 different countries around the world. I looked 2 days ago and I lost count, but it has to be 1,000 different companies that are represented. People didn't think this was even possible to do, to bring a group of people together like this around the world. So I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of the team for helping to make this happen. And I want to start this process by, number one, telling you Network marketing is not perfect. It has its challenges, it's judged, it's misunderstood, it's emotional, it's hard sometimes. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, there is no better place to be on earth. There's no better situation for the average person to express their entrepreneurial hopes and dreams than this profession. There's no place ever. I'll take the Pepsi challenge with anyone. I will debate anyone, anytime. There's no better opportunity. And there's a phenomenon happening in the world today. You know what that phenomenon is? People went home because of the pandemic, and they stayed home. They said, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to that job that doesn't appreciate me. I'm tired of selling myself at 5% of my potential or 10% of my potential. I found a way to be able to work from home. There's never been a more golden time for network marketing than right now, than this moment. Never ever been a more golden time, because the whole world is searching for a way to be able to earn from home. You have a gift. It's like there's been a global flood. And in that global flood, we have an unlimited supply of life rafts. And all we have to do today to be successful, we don't have to be tremendously gifted. We don't have to be unbelievably talented. You know what we have to be? Busy, active. We have to be talking to people. There's people within 1 mile from you. There's people that are friends with you on social media or follow you on different platforms. There are people right now that are praying for a solution to the situations that are going on in their lives. And you have the solution. So, number one, we have to be busy. Number two, you need to be proud that we're in this great spot. But I will tell you this. What we're going to do over these 3 days is we're going to equip you. We're going to empower you. We're going to help you become prepared to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. Some of you have been operating below your potential, and you're sick of it. Raise your hands if you're sick of operating below your potential inside of this profession. You're already in. Now, what are we going to do in order to be able to make this amazing, right? So that's what this is all about. And I want to start today by giving you 7 different, there's a little echo issue. They're addressing it. They'll make it work. They'll figure it all out. Better? Tell me if it's, give me a number 1 in the comments if it's better now. Cool, cool, cool. All right, cool. So some of you needed to hear what I just said twice, so you got to hear it through the echo. Twice. Anyway. Listen, the biggest thing, guess what today is about? The biggest thing that changed my life in network marketing. I'm going to give you 7 steps to going pro, but the biggest thing by far is what happened to me. It took me 3.5 years of full-time working in network marketing to get to this stage. But you know what the stage was? I was frustrated. I was full-time. I was frustrated. I was blaming everybody else for my lack of success. I was complaining about my situation. I was beating myself up. Maybe I'm not right for this. And I remember sitting in an event just like this. Well, not just like this, but a big event. Okay? A big event. And I said, you know what? I'm going to become world-class at this business. I'm going to become an expert, not just in theory, but in practice in this profession. So I was watching people walk across the stage, and I said, why not me? And I made a decision. What I want you to understand today and this weekend is about you making a decision. Now, I thought that I'd made a decision a bunch of times because I'd been involved full-time in network marketing for 3.5 years. I thought I made a decision, but in truth, there were some things that could knock me out. If my top person on my team quit, or if my upline was mean to me, or if I wasn't appreciated appropriately, or whatever it was, there was something that could knock me out of moving forward in my business. When I made the decision, I got to tell you something. When I made the decision, Esther, when I made the decision, Chelsea, when I made the decision, Ania or Ania, when I made that decision, guess what happened? All the fear and doubt and insecurity left my body. It was gone. I made the decision and I had a plan. I was able to move forward once I made the decision. Things became clear. The decision's really hard to get to. Some of you, that decision might be made some point during these three days. Some of you have made it already. Some of you are going to make it a week from today. But once you make it, I went from a 6-figure earner to a 7-figure earner in 18 months. Once I made the decision. Oh, that's not true. Not 18 months. 3 years. Took me 3 years to get to 7 figures from just barely at 6 figures. But I went from struggling, hoping to get lucky, to having a plan. So decision is everything. Write that into your notes. Make a decision. There's a lot of decisions you're going to need to make over the course of this weekend in terms of how you're going to move forward in your business. Now, let me get into the 7 keys. Now, decisions involved in all of them, but the 7 keys for you going pro. Number 1, and these are not in any necessarily order of importance, but these are 7 things that I've seen that make a difference for people as they're building their network marketing business. Number 1 is environment. Your environment will have a dramatic impact. And what do I mean by your environment? I mean the people that you allow into your life, the influences that you allow into your life, the sounds and the visuals that you allow into your life. For some of you, your environment is not serving you. Binge watching Netflix or listening to negative voices in the world or divisive voices in the world is not serving you. Some of you are hanging around people that are specifically trying to hold you back. Your environment is critical. So it has to do with your associations, the people you spend time with. It has to do with shielding yourself from negative influence and inputting as much positive influence as you possibly can. And it has to do with your community. Your community. For these 3 days, we're all part of this community. But when these 3 days end, you need to make sure that you're involved in a community that will support you and push you to do what you're capable of doing. So your environment's very, very important. You've got to take charge of your environment. You have to take charge of your environment. So that's number 1. Number 2, skills. Your skills. When people ask me, what should I do? I'm just getting started in network marketing. What should I do for success? My answer is always the same. Learn the skills. Learn the fundamentals that you need to understand when it comes to finding prospects and inviting them to take a look and presenting to them in a way that they can understand it. Educating the world, which is what we do. How to follow up, how to answer questions, how to overcome objections, how to close, how to get customers signed up, how to get distributors joining your organization, how to get people started effectively, how to promote events. Those are the 7 fundamental skills. But you need to learn about duplication. You need to learn about promotion. You need to learn about the things that will serve you. And here's why. Here's why this is so important. The reason why skills are, in my opinion, one of the most important keys to going pro is because when you become skilled at something, your confidence goes up. The tiniest little thing. And when your confidence goes up, you take more action. And when you take more action, you get more results. And it makes you want to go learn more skills. If you're just out there trying to get lucky, if I learned how to tell my story when I first got involved in network marketing. That was my first little skill. I learned how to tell my story. And once I got it down and I practiced, I got it down, I was able and I was willing to tell it to more people. I told my story to my family. I told my story to my kids. I told my story to my spouse. I told my story to my downline. I told my story to prospects. I told my story anywhere I could possibly tell my story. I tell it at the beginning of a phone call. I tell it when we sat down for coffee. I would tell it when we start a little presentation. I tell it everywhere. So skills build confidence. Confidence causes you to take more action. Action causes you to get more results. And it's a virtuous cycle. Up, up, up you go. The second thing I got to tell you is there are different skills for different seasons in network marketing. A lot of people don't realize this, but it's the truth. 3 broad stages in a network marketing career. 3 broad stages in a network marketing career. Stage number 1, $0 to $100,000 a year. And guess what this stage is defined by? Learning the basic fundamental skills and working your butt off. That's what that stage is defined by. And it's a little bit of a mind trick, because when you join network marketing, they tell you, well, you're going to have time freedom, and you're going to have residual income, and you're going to have duplication, and you're going to have all this stuff. Guess what? In stage 1, you don't get any of that. All you get is hard work. Hard work. And your life is going to swing out of balance. You're not going to have time freedom in the first stage. You got to work your butt off, and you have to learn the skills. Okay? That's what stage 1 is defined by. Stage 2, broadly speaking, is 100,000 to $1 million. And let me tell you what that stage is defined by. It's defined by duplication and promotion. You can't just keep working hard with the basic fundamental skills and hope to go to $1 million. You can get to 100,000, but to get to $1 million, you're going to hear from tons of $1 million earners over the course of these 3 days. To get to $1 million, you've got to learn how to duplicate yourself, and you have to learn how to promote within your organization. Promote events, promote your product, promote your system, promote your tools, promote your company, promote an activity. You got to learn about duplication and promotion. You got to lean into that in addition to the fundamental skills. And phase 3 in your network marketing business, phase 3 in your network marketing business is $1 million and above. $1 million and above. Now, to grow your business, once you're at $1 million, it's not just about duplication and promotion anymore. It becomes about leadership development in yourself and leadership identification, mentorship, and communication on your team. The duplication of more leaders on your team. The more true leaders you have on the team, the higher your income can go. Going from the $1 million to $2 million, $2 million to $3 million, $3 million to $4 million, that all has to do with leadership in yourself and leadership duplication on your team. So throw into the chat, what stage are you in right now? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3? Some 1s, some 3s, some 2s. Congratulations, 3s. And I got to ask, how many of you that are in stage 1 are ready to make a decision to get yourself into stage 2? Show me some hands if you're ready to get yourself into stage 2. Let's get that 6-figure thing done. And how many in stage 2 are sick and tired of sitting around at that 6-figure thing? You want to get the 7-figure thing done. How many people would like to do that? Let me see some hands. So some of the 6-figure earners. I see you. Let's get that 7-figure thing done. All right. So skills, environment's number 1. Skills number 2. Third thing, you need to learn now more than ever. You have to learn to adapt to change quickly. Most people hate change. Guess what the best entrepreneurs in the world do? They adapt to change quickly. What did we have to do? It was September of last year, and we had GoPro coming up. We saw what happened in the world, and we made a decision, and we built this studio in order to be able to reach the world. That's an example of adapting to change quickly. But today, in network marketing, guess what? If you're not actively utilizing social media, if you're not actively utilizing technology, if you put your head in the sand and you're waiting for things to come back to what they used to be, you're going to get demolished. Right now, network marketing is a tale of two cities. There are those who are waiting for face-to-face to come back. They're praying for it to happen. And those who have just adapted quickly and said, I'm going to utilize social media. I'm going to, yes, when we can get back face-to-face, I'll still utilize that. But you got to learn. If TikTok is where people are getting recruits, we got to talk about TikTok. I don't care if you like it or not. We have to adapt. We have to adapt to different strategies. We have, just like we've adapted to Zoom in order to be able to connect with people, we've got to adapt. So what I want you to pay attention to, this key, adapting to change quickly. You need to prepare yourself and to prepare your teams, because who knows what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. There'd be holograms walking around on the sidewalk. We don't know. We have no idea. But wherever it goes and whatever we need to do in order to be able to serve our teams and reach our community and help people with our opportunity, we've got to be willing to adapt quickly. Some of your compensation plans in your companies need to change because the times have changed. And you've got to, instead of fighting that and being afraid of it and being scared and having a scarcity mentality, you've got to embrace the fact that some change is going to need to happen. Your products may need to change. The commissions on those products may need to change. 1,000 things could happen, but here's the thing. If you decide right now, I'm going to be ready to change, I'm going to pay attention to what's working in the world right now, and I'm going to prepare my team to be the fastest team in the world when it comes to accepting new things and moving into the future. Show me some hands if you're ready for that. Come on, let me see. Be ready for change. Key number 4, self-investment. Self-investment. Why is this so important? Here's why this is important. You're the asset. You are. It's not the building, and it's not the inventory, and it's not the employees, and it's not the infrastructure. It's you. Show me somebody who does not invest in developing themselves, and I will show you somebody who's operating at 2% of their potential. It makes no sense. Now, you're all here, so you've already agreed with this concept. Hey, I'm going to invest in 3 days. I'm going to invest in growing my business. But you've got to learn some new skills. You need to surround yourself with excellence. You need to make sure that you are operating at your prime. One of my son's best friends plays football in the NFL. Okay? And his whole career is based upon the health and the strength of his body. Pull one muscle, and he doesn't get paid. Twist one ankle, and he doesn't get paid. He has to invest in the development and the protection of his body in order to be able to perform. You've got to invest in the development and the protection of your mind, your skills, your strategy, in order to perform at a higher level. And some of you were willing to How many of you, raise your hands if you went to university, you went to college? Raise your hands, let me see. And put into the chat, how much did you pay to go to college? How much did you pay? Put it in the chat. Let me see. 290,000, 80,000, too much, 65,000, 150,000 in debt, 6 figures, thousands, 25,000, 150,000. Now, how much have you invested in yourself in network marketing? Put that number into the chat. Be honest. Look at the difference between these two numbers. Okay? Now, what did your college degree create for you? The degree itself. What did it create for you? Most of you aren't even using your degree. For most of you, having the degree didn't even get you the job. For most of you, it certainly didn't help you keep the job. But developing the skills here, you can go from phase 1 to phase 2 like that if you develop you. You can go from phase 2 to phase 3 like that. If you treat yourself like an income-producing machine that needs to be refined, honed, developed. Think about this. This is really important. Don't skimp out on you. You're the asset. Number 5, mentors and masterminds. I've learned in my life that a mentor is a priceless thing. A mentor is a priceless thing. And I got to tell you, let me ask you a question. What would you rather have? Okay, I'm going to give you the first one, this is number 1, and I'll give you the second one as a number 2. So you'll put 1 or 2 into the chat, okay? Would you rather have a mentor that became a close personal friend, that spent personal time with you, maybe came to your house, molded you, challenged you, took you to lunch, took you to breakfast, hung out with you, helped you get better? Or 2, a virtual mentor that you never met, but they gave you great information? What would you rather have, 1 or 2? Almost all ones. Almost all ones. Now, let me tell you a secret about mentors. And the millionaires that you know would agree with this secret. A virtual mentor is better. Way better. And I'll tell you why. Jim Rohn was my biggest mentor in my life. He helped me so much. He's passed away 10 years ago, something like that. Yeah, about 10 years ago. But Jim Rohn was amazing. And imagine Jim Rohn was a close personal friend of the family, and he agreed to come to my house when I was in my 20s, starting off in network marketing, and he had this course called The Challenge to Succeed. And he agreed to come to the house and give me personally the challenge to succeed. I'd sit on the couch and I'd take notes, and he'd give me the presentation. And then he gave me his phone number. I could call him from time to time if I got stuck. Fantastic, unbelievable. Would Jim Rohn come back and give that course to me the next day again? Yes or no? Nod your head or shake your head. Would he come back the next day and give me the same 3 hours again? Nope. What about once a week? Would he do it once a week? Let's say he was really close friends with the family. Nope. Once a month? Nope. Once a year? No. He gave it to me. And I was what I was at that moment. I was able to absorb what I could absorb in that moment. But that was all I got. Here was what happened to me in real life. I didn't know Jim Rohn. I was a struggling young man. But I bought his audio program called The Challenge to Succeed. And I listened to that audio program 1,000 times. It was 3 hours long. So I got 3,000 hours of Mr. Rohn into my brain. Every time I listened to it, I heard something else. I heard something I didn't hear before. 3,000 hours minimum. Which one was more valuable? Jim Rohn coming to my house and being my friend, or Jim Rohn being my mentor and giving me 3,000 hours of him without him even realizing he was my mentor? Now, which one would you want? Him coming to your house, number one, or him being a virtual mentor, number two? Yes, I will tell you, but my greatest mentors were people that I'd never met. Some of my greatest mentors. Now, I ultimately met Jim Rohn and we became friends, but Tony Robbins was a mentor. Elon Musk is a mentor. He doesn't know it. Jeff Bezos is a mentor. He doesn't know it. Tony Robbins is a mentor. We're friends. But he was a mentor to me for 15 years before he even knew I existed. Virtual mentors are priceless. So find yourself somebody that you can learn from, that you can grow with, that you can absorb their information, that you can take advantage of what technology can do virtually instead of having to count on somebody coming to your house and rescuing you. You can be actively involved in your own rescue. You don't need anybody else. So create a group of mentors that are going to direct you into your future. Augmandino, yes, Claire says. Augmandino. He was a huge mentor of mine, and then we became friends. Crazy. You'll attract your mentors, but my friendship was nice. His information as a virtual mentor was life-changing. That's the difference. So I said mentors and masterminds. Mentors are, you can create a group of people that will guide you and direct you in your network marketing journey to save time, to move forward more efficiently. They're like a literal time machine. You engage with this mentor and you become 3 years smarter without being 3 years older. They're literally like a cheat. They're like a shortcut. So mentors, number one. Masterminds, number two. What do I mean by that? Your environment again. Surround yourself with people that are going in the same direction as you. Surround yourself with people that have the same dreams as you. Surround yourself with people that are more successful than you. They will pull you up. So create your own mastermind. For this weekend, we are a mastermind. Together, sharing ideas, learning and growing. So mentors and masterminds. Number 6, speed. Speed. Speed is a key. Slow and steady does not win the race. Not for an entrepreneur. Slow and steady will starve you to death. You need to add speed to your network marketing business. Speed in making a decision. Speed in getting something done. Speed in recruiting faster. Speed in getting to a rank faster. Create velocity within your organization. Have your organization be known for speed. Let's do it. Let's sell out our company's next convention. Let's get the people in our organization to the first rank. Let's qualify them for fast start. Michelle Santa Maria says, I speak too fast. Sorry, I get excited. If you think I speak too fast, wait till you get some of the other people coming up. Here's the thing. Speed. Speed. The big myth. I'd rather be the turtle than the rabbit. Not in network marketing. You know, people say, well, you can't beat somebody that won't quit. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If somebody's just like doing this is what they're inch by inch. It's a cinch. You know, I'm going to get to success. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, I don't need to be fast. I just need to stay involved. You know how many people I've known over the course of my life that they're like 5 years into their network marketing journey and they're like, I'm still here. I'm still alive. They haven't rank advanced in forever. They haven't recruited anybody in forever. They haven't added new customers in forever. And they think by hanging around, it's going to create success for them. You've got to put some speed into your business. Recruit 20 people in 30 days. Go on a 90-day run. Those 20 and 30s and 90-day runs changed my life. I'm going to teach you tomorrow why to do a 90-day run and how exactly to do a 90-day run to change your life. Who's ready to change your life? Show me some hands. Let me see. You ready? All right, and number 7. Number 7. Number 1, environment. Number 2, skills. Number 3, adapt to change quickly. Number 4, self-investment. Number 5, mentors and masterminds. Number 6, speed. And number 7, ready? Obsession. Obsession. Show me anybody who's ever done anything great without having a level of obsession about accomplishing that goal. And I'm not saying obsession in terms of full time. I'm saying obsession in the time you have. You have 2 hours a day, you're obsessed in those 2 hours. You're dreaming about it, you're thinking about it. When you're having lunch, you're thinking about it. You're obsessing about it, you're focused about it. Steve Martin wrote this great book called Born Standing Up. He said, if you want to be a comedian, your friends need to be comedians. You need to be writing jokes every single day. You need to be performing for all your friends. You need to be thinking about it during lunch, and you need to be thinking about it when you're having a cup of coffee. It needs to consume your brain. That's what I'm talking about. When this starts to consume your brain, you'll go from stage 1 to stage 2. You'll go from stage 2 to stage 3. But I will tell you right now, greatness requires a level of obsession. Show me anyone in the world that's done something great without a level of obsession around what they want to do. I don't believe you can show me that person. So think about, what is your level of obsession right now? Totally obsessed, 100? Not at all, a 1? What are you on a scale of 1 to 100? Put it into the chat. What are you? And could it improve? Show me some hands if it could go up. We let life get in the way. We let this stuff start to mess with us. So those are 7 keys. We're going to be talking a lot about this, about decision, about acceleration, right? About how to think bigger and equip you to actually not just think bigger, Gwendolyn, not just think bigger, David, but to go do it. Christian, we can make it happen. Adriana, this is your time. This is your moment. This is your situation. You don't have to play small anymore. You don't have to live in the excuses anymore, and you don't have to beat yourself up anymore. Here's what I want you to think about right now. This event is about ripping a new page. What has happened prior to today was only meant as an education. It wasn't meant as a stick to beat yourself over the head with, over all the things that you didn't do. I want you to forgive yourself for any lack of action, for any lack of courage, for any lack of rank or any lack of income. Let go of all that stuff right now. We're going to rip a new page. Today is a new day, and we're going to build you from scratch over the course of these 3 days. And when you're done, when we're done with this, you're going to be able to go out into the world totally self-reliant to be able to go achieve what you're meant to achieve. So I want to say this, and hear me when I say this. I'm proud of each and every one of you for making the decision to become an entrepreneur. I'm even more proud of you for making the decision to do so in network marketing. And I'm proud of you for investing in you by being here for these 3 days. Plug in. It's going to be epic. And what we have in store for you, we've never had an experience like these 3 days in our 12 years of doing this. So let me introduce one of our first keynotes. This young lady, I met her. She's from the same state that I'm from Minnesota. I met her, I don't know, 8 years ago probably. And I immediately knew that she had a quality of, she had a hunger and a desire and a quality for excellence that was special. And what she's going to teach you to do today is going to help you take your network marketing business to the next level. She's been in the $1 Million Hall of Fame for many years now, and she's going to bring the heat to GoPro 2021. Please give a big round of applause for Miss Emily Vavra.
Hello, GoPro! How many of you are feeling inspired right now? Sherry, are you feeling inspired? Darla, are you feeling inspired? That's beautiful. But I have to tell you that being inspired is far different from being transformed. And if you're up for being transformed, I want you to look at me right now, and I can see every single one of you. And I want you to raise your hand if you're up for being transformed. This talk today is all about the point of no return. You see, we've all had times in our life where it is the point of no return. And there's a split moment where you can make a decision that could change your whole life. And getting excited about network marketing is one thing. Signing up for your products and company is one thing. But going all in is a whole different thing. You see, I grew up functionally different than my siblings. Youngest of 3, we were raised by a single mom. For the longest time growing up, I felt like there's got to be something wrong with me. I'm not as smart as my sister. We're 13 months apart. And I remember it vividly when my mom said, "Hey, you're just too close in age. We want to keep you 2 school years apart." And the more I learned, I'm like, oh, it's because I'm not smart enough, right? We all have those deficiencies that we think about us, whether it's education, whether it's the way you look, the way you sound, your beliefs. But those are all just beliefs. At any given time in your life, you can decide to play full out. And that's what I had to do at a young age. I had to show up bigger than other people. I had to show up with more presence. I had to learn how to have more energy. Because otherwise I wasn't seen. Otherwise I was falling behind in school. I could hardly keep up in math class. And what I realized through growing up is I learned a whole heck of a lot by not being the smartest girl in school. Because I learned how to play full out. I learned how to get up at 5 a.m. when I wanted to be on the volleyball team. And I wanted to play varsity. I had to work harder. You see, there was a point of no return that got instilled in me as a young girl. And I wonder this about you. I wonder this about you, Nicole. I wonder this about you, Shannon. How many times in your life have you been at that point of no return? But what happens is we retreat back. We constantly retreat back when the transformation is actually when we step through. You see, when I started in network marketing, I said yes. Of course I said yes. Who wouldn't say yes to this profession? But I didn't really decide to lead until my second year in. You see, I was trying as hard as I could at network marketing, I thought. I was doing everything. I was showing up to the calls, I was showing up to the events. But I relied so much on the mentors above me. You know, sometimes when you're surrounded by great people, you start to think you're great, right? Like some of you are surrounded by really great people. But once they leave, are you still great? Think about that. And something happened for me. You see, I was in a pivotal moment of, do I keep going forward with network marketing or do I stop? Because I could hardly pay my bills. And I moved into a studio apartment. And it was so gross. My clothes smelled like my food, okay? It was just like nasty. If anybody's ever lived in a studio apartment, you know what I mean. And I needed a new car. At the time I lived in Minnesota, and it was just a struggle, man. I was struggling. I was struggling to get up. I was struggling to do my calls. I struggled so much I got another job, and I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up, and I struggled so much with eating. I had food issues, and it was just this, the demons were coming in, man. And I remember vividly, it was snowing and it was freaking freezing in Minnesota. Thank God I don't live there anymore. But I had this moment of, what am I going to do with myself? Who am I going to become? Because I'm running. And some of you are running. You're running from who God created you to be. You're running from the person that you really love. You're running from your destiny. You're running. And I was running. I wanted to run away. But instead, I decided to move my feet and to take that step forward. And when I did that, it changed everything for me. I started to transform from the inside out. And that is what you're all called to do. You know, it's so funny. The other day I was on a call with a friend of mine in LA. And she said, I'm so motivated. I want to change my life. I'm like, that's great, honey. That's so great. What are your goals? She said, I want to do this charity. And I want to create this business and all these goals. I'm like, that's amazing. You want to change the world. You and every single other beauty queen out there. That's awesome. How are you going to do that? I asked her, how are you going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of chuckled. This is what I call hard love. And I said, I don't believe you're ever going to do anything, if I'm going to be honest. Because if you cannot change the square footage around your feet, you are certainly not going to change the world. If you cannot change one person's life, you are certainly not going to make a dent in the universe. You see, you change lives and you change your life 1 square foot at a time, 1 step at a time. That is how you change the world. So many people want more. You're here today because you want more. I know that about you. You are already my people. However, you've got to look at your life right now and all the things you're focused on and all the areas of where your time is going to. And every single time my life gets crazy and every single year I've grown, okay, I go back to what's called essentialism. You see, when I talk to people and when I'm out there in life, I find that so many people are doing 1,000 things, getting nowhere fast. Okay, they say yes to this commitment and yes to this commitment, and they're spinning. And you heard Eric talk about greatness and what it really takes. And there's this story out there saying you can do it all, you can have everything. And I think that's just complete BS. If you want to be great, you've got to choose. You've got to choose where you put your time. So I love this diagram you can see up on the slide, because The non-essential list is yes, 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 yes. You know who you are, Veronica. Yes, 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 Fran. But the person who knows what is essential, who knows what they're focused on, they say yes to a few things that matter. Your family, what you're focused on, what's going to build your dreams. And when I knew, hey, I want to make $1 million a year, I was like, okay, a millionaire is worth $500 an hour. So is this activity equivalent to $500 an hour? Yes or yes. I changed the way I made decisions. And this is a few different ways that you can change ways you make decisions as well. Is you can say to yourself, is this supporting where I'm trying to go? Is this supporting my dreams? Does this make sense to where I'm trying to go? And that's how I decide what's a yes and what's a no. It's essential that you figure this out, because after these next 3 days, you are going to be alive, fully charged, ready to go. But then moments later, you could be stumbling on everybody else's agenda. And you say yes to all these things, and they're not going to help you fulfill your dreams. They just won't. So what do you need to leave behind? What do you need to leave behind today to let the old you die and the new you be born? You know, sometimes we just say, God, give me my dreams. Please. I mean, have you ever been praying at night like, can you just do something? Can you cut me some slack here? And you're just waiting. You're waiting. When it says in a really good book that you must move your feet. I will give you more when you move your feet. What are you waiting for? No one is coming to save you. And guess what? If all your dreams came true right now in your current state of mind, your current body, you would F it up in 5 seconds. Because you have to change. God will only change you if you change you. And the way we change is through action, my friends. That is how we change. So what must you leave behind? Is it your upline? Do you rely way too much on your upline? Are you just like banking on them for every call? You're waiting for them to motivate you? Let me jump on the team call so they can motivate me. That ain't gonna last long, I tell you that. What must you leave behind? Is it a boyfriend? Do you have a loser boyfriend? And you really need a man friend who can then become a husband? Do you need to leave behind your friends, your drinking buddies? For real. Have you ever noticed when you stop drinking, they no longer call you? Have you ever noticed that? You see, because they're only comfortable with you when they're intoxicated and you can all be losers together. I know this is hard. I know it is. But what must you leave behind? Settling for a mediocre life that you complain about every single day so you can live a great life? Only you can answer that. So what must you leave behind, and then what must you do? That's my question for you. Some of you are willing to share what you must leave behind. I got to tell you, when you get the courage to leave stuff behind that no longer serves you, that doesn't really fulfill your soul, and you're using it to numb yourself out, that's when you move forward. And you start to realize, I was given all of these amazing gifts from my Creator. I feel so much better when I'm surrounded by people that are like-minded. I feel so much better when I really focus on what's essential to me. And I'm moving forward to the things that matter most to me and not far away. And when this happens, let me tell you, people will look at you and they will say, "Who is Brenda? Oh yeah, I once knew her. She's changed a lot. Who is Sandy? She's really changed." People look at me and they say, "Who is Emily? Who does she think she is?" And I say, "I know exactly who I am." And I like to joke that the black sheep of the family eventually becomes the goat. I like to joke about that. Because it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how smart you are. None of that matters. What matters is that you say yes and you cross the line. The point of no return. And if you trust me, if you are open, I want to walk you through something that changed my life. If you'll stand up right now. This is what I like to call a defining moment in my life and in your life. This is for you. This is not for me. I want you to close your eyes. And I'm taking you into a dark room. We are in a dark room, my friends. It is pitch black, and it is only you. Now I want you to look over your left shoulder. And a spotlight is shining down. And I want you to keep your eyes closed. And when you see that spotlight shine down, you see those that love you. You see your children. You see them look you in the eyes. They're looking up at you and they're saying, "Mommy, Daddy, go, do it." You see your loved ones, you see your family, and they say, "Why don't you move? Why don't you move forward? I believe in you." The spotlight turns off. You look to your right, and there's now a new spotlight. And it's shining down on your business partners. It's shining down on a man who's praying at his bedside for a solution. He's praying and he's saying, "Help me, help me. God, send me an angel, send me an angel." The spotlight goes away. You look behind you and you see everything you hate. You see your dead-end relationships. You see the living room you'd wanted to redo for 10 years. You see the getting up early. You see the job you can't stand. You see the limiting beliefs. You see the addiction that you're trying to beat. You see everything that you cannot stand, your old life. The spotlight goes away. Look forward. You see out in the distance, there's a light shining down. It's far away, but you can see it. Close your eyes, you can see it. What do you feel? You see it, and you see your dream life. You see money coming in. Money's not an issue. How do you feel? You see your kids so proud of you. They're so proud of you. They say, "That's my dad. That's my mom. They help people." How does that make you feel? You see yourself living by design. You feel bold. You feel courageous. You feel confident. You don't limit yourself. There's no limits. How does that make you feel? But the light starts going away. It's going away. And you suddenly feel a rubber band around your waist. You feel a rubber band and it's pulling you back. It's pulling you backwards. And you're like, no, what's going on? It's trying to pull you to your past. It's trying to pull you back to this old identity. And you feel it, and you don't want to go there. You don't want to stay where you are. You want to move forward. So what you must do is break the rubber band. You've got to break it, and this is a moment. This is your moment. You have to break the band. So feel the rubber band. You feel it. Feel it on your body. Feel it on your stomach. And on the count of 3, if you are bold, if you are ready, you got to rip that rubber band off. Do it with me. 1. It's going away. You are not retreating. 2. And when I say 3, you step forward. 3, step forward. Step forward. Rip it off. Rip it off. Pull it off. This is your new life. You are not going back. You are not going back. Welcome to your new life. This is your home. This is where you belong. Focus on this. Moving forward, moving your feet forward. This, my friends, is where you belong. People are waiting for you. You are designed for so much more than how you're living. You are called. And it is time for you to live your greatest life. Not my life, not Eric's life, not Marina's life. Your life, however you want it. I want you to celebrate with me. I want you to celebrate and dance wherever you are. Grab your kids, grab your cat, grab your dog. This is one of my favorite songs. Because your life is the greatest show. Your life is the greatest show. Feel it, embrace it. Let's do this together. Right? You ready? Who's ready for the greatest show? Let's go. Let's do this together. Please play the song. It's one of my favorite songs. Let's break this. This is everything you've ever need. Okay? This is for you. Let's go. Nothing is impossible for you. This is your greatest show. Your life is your greatest show. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you, Dale. This is your greatest show. Let's go. Come on, get up. It's taking over you. Let's go. Let's go. This is your greatest show. This is your destiny. Cross the line. This is the point of no return. Right here, right now. Nothing can stop you. Let's go. Life is your greatest show. I want you to play this song. Every time you feel low. This is your point of no return. What must you give up? What must you give up? What must you leave behind? What must you leave behind? Take this with you. Write it down. What is no longer moving in the future with you? This is your moment. You felt what it felt to live in your past, and now it's time for you to move forward. I love you so much. God bless you. Mwah. Thank you.
Emily Vavra, everybody.
Well done, well done.
All right. How is that? Pretty good, huh? Hey, listen, this is the biggest event in the world, and I want to ask all of you to do two things. One, if you know somebody that has a ticket, make sure that they're checked in and they're registered and they're here. We don't want you to miss anything. We've got some big stuff coming up. We got Ed Milet coming up. We got a whole branding section coming up in just a few minutes. But that's number one. Number two, if you know somebody or care about somebody that needs to be a part of this for the next 3 days, have them go to GoPro2021.com, get themselves a ticket. If you're watching online somewhere right now with free preview, GoPro2021.com to get yourself a ticket, okay? Don't miss the rest of this. It's going to be epic. Now, listen, I want all of you to kind of anchor the moment that we just went through with Emily, and I want you to answer this question to yourself. I want to give you 2 minutes to think about this question. What decisions do you need to make this weekend? What decisions do you need to make that will change your business and move your business forward? What decisions do you need to make? Let's take 2 minutes right now. I want you to spend the time and write it down. Write down what decisions you need to make. Go ahead and go. And if you'd like, put it into the chat after you write it down so we can see it.
I let you through the first mistake. I follow every move you make. But I'm not sure if what I do is wrong. You're someone that I need to see, or fade into a memory. It's an obsession that is much too strong. I know that I said I have never been wrong, but we stopped talking long ago. I know that I'm lost, but I'm not moving on. Something between us still feels strong. I want you to know that with you
It might be multiple things. One decision might be to face your fears. Another decision might be to find a way out of that job that you don't love. Another decision might be to limit the negative friends in your life. A decision might be to stop playing small, or to change some negative habit and replace it with a positive habit. Be more consistent. Could be a million things. Okay, you got it? All right, here's what we're going to do. If this is your first time in a GoPro event, let me see your hands if this is your first time in a GoPro event. Let me see. Shake your hands at me. Let me see. A lot of you. Wow, so cool. Welcome. You're going to love this. We have the technology to break you into little breakout rooms of 4 to 6 people. So we're going to do that right now in a moment. We're going to break you into rooms just randomly of 4 to 6 people. And what we want you to do is share what decisions you need to make this weekend. We want you to share that with the group. Because when you share, you make it real. When you share, it goes out of just possibility and into reality. You can speak it into existence. So we're going to put you in a group for 12 minutes. And here's the rules. You ready? The shortest hair in the group, the shortest hair is the timekeeper. And the longest hair in the group goes first. Okay? Shortest hair is the timekeeper. Longest hair goes first. Everyone gets 2 minutes. Equal share, equal voice. Be willing to be honest, transparent, and vulnerable, and hold the space for others to do the same, okay? You're going to see a 60-second timer warning. Wrap up the conversations. And then when we come back, we're going to grab some quick kind of aha moments from a handful of you, okay? So 12 minutes, you don't need to do anything. We're going to send you into the breakouts, and when there's a done, we'll bring you right back into the studio here, okay? You ready? Play all out. Play all out. Share what decisions you're going to make this weekend with the group, okay? Go into the breakouts now.
It's getting closer to midnight.
Hello, guys. Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Now you can hear me, yeah?
Yep. How you doing
Hi.
today?
Well, I'm recovering from Emily. I mean, she's
I know.
so
That was
she's
great. Oh my God.
unbelievable. Yeah. It's
I know.
she reminded me on Eric last for last GoPro.
Last,
If you
yeah, last year? Oh my
yeah,
God. Last year too, right? It
last
was
year,
crazy.
but the last session, you know, when Eric
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God.
it,
Yeah. Where he
it reminded
kind of
me
like,
on this. I mean, it's really wow, what a beginning. I mean,
uh,
I'm really thrilled. Uh,
I had goosebumps, you know? I still do. I still feel it.
so I'm really as Eric said, what kind of decision I have to I'm going to reach this weekend. I mean, I'm already thinking how to reach a big level in my company. If I say a diamond level, it doesn't mean anything to you, but I know I need to raise 25 very successful people to get that level. You know, I cannot do it like this. It takes
Step
time.
by step. Yes.
It takes time. So so my decision right now, what I'm thinking is to get 3 years to get to that level. But this weekend will help me to start good preparation. So so that I know what I have to do next year and year after and in the third year. And I already scheduled goal setting meeting with my recommender for Tuesday, this Tuesday coming one. So I will be really in good preparation for that meeting on Tuesday. You know, I have these 3 days, and I know it will be great. It will be great. So
I love it.
I think that I used my few minutes. You know, if you want to go, if you want to keep
I'll go.
keep the time, I have this one. But this is
Hey.
5. This is 5 minutes. You know.
But by the way, I love that, you know, you already know the expectation. It will take you time, you know, and at least you are aware of that. And but at the same time, you know, you gotta take the small steps before you get to that point, you know. So for me, I really got like the decision that I'm gonna make this weekend, or you know, for the rest of the year, or for the next couple of years. I gotta step into that the higher level of me, man. You know, the successful version of me. For me right now, what I'm struggling the most is the distraction. You know, the small stuff, the entertainment, you know, the Netflix, you know, too much distraction. I gotta cut those out. And I gotta do the things that propel me closer to, you know, to my goals. You know, so I gotta get clear with those. I gotta be consistent, and you know, like Eric Ray said, you gotta go pro. You gotta be a pro in this business if you really want to be successful. And be an independent consultant. We are an independent consultant, not relying consultant. We can't always rely to our upline. So I love the part where Eric Curry said, you gotta learn the skills. So I want to focus on that. I know it will take me time, but I gotta focus on one by one until I get there, and then I gotta stop playing small. And lastly, I need to persevere, especially during those tough times. During those tough times, I gotta believe that I know behind this tough time is where the great part is. Where the celebration, the act is the success. So I gotta persevere. I can't quit in the middle. So yeah, that's mine.
Be better every day. You know how Eric say, if you are 1% better every day, in 3 months you are just new person.
I know, exactly.
Just be better every day, and imagine what will happen in few years.
Oh yeah.
So just be better. Focus on what you want, and don't let anyone distract you from your goals. And that's I'm telling you, but I'm telling myself as well.
I know, yeah.
I don't know about other people. Can they turn the camera on and microphone on, or are they with us?
I'm not sure.
We used half of the time we have for this.
I guess not, but yeah.
Or they are ashamed.
Maybe they're shy or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's normal. I mean that's normal, but to have 70,000 people enjoy this event, this is really unbelievable. I think last year was about 40,000.
Yeah, last year was like lesser, but this year it was like more than I expected. I expected it to be. And it's crazy,
It's
I
unbelievable.
love, and I saw there's a lot of new people. When Eric Ray asked, who's the first timer here, a lot of hands, raised up. So I'm happy.
Well, I saw Eric live 2 years ago. I mean, no.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
but at that time there was about 40,000 people live in Germany, and he was of course main speaker. Seminar was 3 days, and but there was what is the name of the guy? Let me just. I saw.
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
Tony Robbins was there as well. Tony Robbins was 4 hours on that seminar. Eric was 3 days, but Tony Robbins 4 hours, and 4 hours I was on my feet all the time. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable energy, So I'm really glad that Tony is also on this event as well. I don't know how long it will take his speech, but what energy he gave us. It was June June 2 years ago.
2019,
in June.
around there.
Yeah. 19.
Wow.
In Schalke Arena in Germany. 40,000 people. And for 4 hours, you couldn't see anyone sitting. Everybody was standing up all the time. And that kind of energy is, this was the last biggest event that I was in live. I mean, and
I missed it.
And this now, I mean, this with 70,000 people via Zoom on this kind of event from all around the world is I would say almost the same. You know, I can feel that energy. You know, and I even see, I saw even myself on this big screen. You know,
Really?
yeah. When Emily was starting the speech, you know, I recognized my yellow shirt.
Yourself.
So it was great. It was great. You
Uh,
know, where from are you?
from Canada.
Super. So
What about you? You're from
uh,
Germany?
no, I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina in Europe as well. And
So you went to Germany for that event?
yes.
Wow.
More
Is
than
it
one.
cool?
It took us 1 day and a half to come there.
Hey, you gotta take the sacrifices if you wanna, you know,
And
be
really,
great at what you're doing.
and to have such an event now, you know, when I'm sitting at my home, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable,
Very
you know,
convenient, yeah. But
unbelievable.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanna experience those live event because it just feels different, you know, like the energy, you know, the people around you and everyone's just shouting, celebrating that day, learning. I wanna experience that. I
Mm.
only experienced that in my company, you know. But I never experienced that, you know, like with Eric Worre's you know, GoPro event, you know, live. Never. So I want to experience that soon, man. You
Yeah,
know. So
this event was not Eric's event, but still, I mean, uh, it
oh, it
was
wasn't Eric.
no,
I see.
it was company event, but Eric was main
Oh,
guest. Eric was
oh, I
main
see.
guest, you know. So every day he had 2 sessions for 3 hours, you know. And
I
Tony
see.
Robbins was also the guest on the second day, you know, for 4 hours. I mean, unbelievable, really.
Well, sir, I think it's almost over. Well, nice meeting you. Good luck and
Ye-
enjoy your 3 days here.
Yes. Thank you very much. We are probably in the same room, so we
Oh,
might.
maybe.
I mean, we are these 23 group, so there are
Oh,
few
okay,
hundred
yeah.
people. So we may even see each other on these
Again.
sessions. Yes. So few seconds and we are gone. So see you
Nice
somewhere.
meeting you.
See you
You too.
sometimes here. Bye.
Recording in progress.
Welcome back. Do you have a good group? Do you have a good share? Sometimes when we do this, especially early in events, sometimes people get into a breakout room and it's just them. Anybody have that happen to them? It was just them? Anybody have like 2 people or something? You know, as the event continues to move forward, you'll see it gets a little bit more full. But here's what I would like to ask you. Who's willing to share to the world what decisions you're prepared to make? Show me some hands if you're willing to share to the entire world decisions you're willing to make. All right, Z2, Leanne Schweitzer, we're gonna go with her first, and then after that, who else? Let me see hands. David Monteith, Z15. We're gonna go with him second. Keep your hands up if you want to share. Let's go with Michelle Ferguson, Z15. And let's go with keep your hands up. Charlene Francis, Z2. Okay, so whoever's first, throw them up on the screen. Let's have a conversation. This is with Leanne. Leanne, how you doing? Are you there? We need to unmute Leanne. Or is she muting herself or unmuting herself? We'll get you. Hold on, we'll make it happen.
I'm here.
Hey, there she is. What's the name of the little one bouncing around behind you?
That's Lila Pearl Schweitzer.
Hi, Lila Pearl. Hi. How
You're
are
the big
you?
screen, boy.
So, Leanne, what's a big decision you're going to make this weekend?
The big decision that I am making is rank advancing to the position where I'll get health insurance so that I can retire my husband home so that we can all stay at home together because, yeah, I just want to spend more time with him.
So, what needs to change
family.
in you for that to happen?
I need to take more action and I need to let go of perfection and allow myself to be more messy so that I can learn as
That's
I
a
go.
big thing. Letting go of perfection, being willing to do it messy. Some of you perfectionists out there, who's a perfectionist out there? Let me see. You gotta be willing to get a little bit messy, maybe even be a little bit embarrassed sometimes in order to be able to make this work. But Leanne, proud of you. I have no doubt that you're going to turn that goal, that decision into reality. Give Leanne a big round of applause, everybody. Let's bring up who's next. Hey, David.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Eric, how you doing?
Where are you connecting
I'm
from?
I'm connecting from Anchorage, Alaska, and
Anchorage,
I have
Alaska.
something else in common with you. I'm also from Minnesota.
Hey, how about that?
So one of my big decisions.
Hey, can you tell?
out-
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Can you tell who my favorite team is?
The same one as mine.
Come
Same one
on.
as mine.
Minnesota Vikings.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
And it ain't the Lakers. Come on. So what's the big decision that you're going to make?
Okay. Well, right now I'm doing it. I'm getting myself out there a little bit more. One of the things that I've done is shied away from being on screen. One of my mentors, you know him very well, Jared Krebs,
Sure.
tells me to get out and do these Facebook Lives. So that's one of my decisions, to get out and do Facebook Lives, put myself out there, realize I have much more to offer than sometimes I give myself credit for.
Yeah.
So there's that's my big decision.
Yeah, if you're like me at all, being a kind of introverted, conservative type, in your personal life, what you got to realize is hiding your power, hiding your value to the world doesn't serve the world, and
Yep.
it doesn't, it's a little bit selfish. We hold on to our fire and we don't share it with other people, and that might make us feel protected, but it doesn't necessarily bring value to the world. And one thing I will tell everybody, including you, David, is most of the top earners are introverted people. Most of the top $1 million earners are introverted people. So they just find a way to become situationally extroverted. They push themselves to get a little bit uncomfortable and go do those Facebook Lives, or go, we'll get you from Facebook Live to TikTok. I want to see David doing a TikTok dance, sometime.
Dancing on TikTok.
Yeah, we got to do something crazy. But anyway, David, I'm proud of you for being here up on the screen. I'm proud of you for raising your hand. I'm proud of you for doing what you're doing inside of this profession. You got big things in store for you. Everybody give David a big round of applause, everybody. Facing his fears and doing this. All right, who's next? Hey. How are you, Charlene?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, where are you connecting from?
I'm coming from Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. All right, so what's the big decision you're going to make?
I am going to let go of my limiting beliefs. I do really well. And then, like Emily said, I come to that point and then I step backwards. So now we are breaking through on our own, walking through to the next level.
I love that. And what I will tell you, I'm gonna teach you specifically on day 3 how to change this completely. What I used to do in my early years, Charlene, is without even realizing it, I would sabotage my own business. Without even realizing, my subconscious mind would sabotage my growth, my success. Every time I got something going, I'd figure out a way to screw it up. I'd figure out a way to mess up my team or be inconsistent or something. And I finally learned the secret of how to change that forever and to get my subconscious mind to work for me instead of against me. So I'll teach you that specifically, but your awareness of it and your decision to do something about it is why you're here. I'm proud of you. Everybody give Charlene a big round of applause. Well done, Charlene.
Thank you.
All right, I think we have one more. Hello, Michelle. How you doing?
Hi there, Eric. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you connecting from?
Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and a big shout out to my Hot Shots team.
Hot Shots. All right, fantastic. So what's a big decision that you're going to make?
Well, it's sort of been creeping up on me, and I'm glad you asked that today. I need to be bolder. I've been in the industry for about 14 years, and I've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills and a lot of mindset growth that I probably should be sharing more. And it's not just in business. I need to give value to whatever my audience is. And so I think being bolder, knowing who I am, knowing that I start from a place of love and in good intention, and just take the things that I have locked up in here and let them out.
I love that. And let me tell you something. The next session that we're going to have in just a few minutes, it's an entire session on branding. And this is going to be very, very important for you, Michelle, and for everybody else here. You are the business. You are the asset. You need to brand yourself, and part of branding is putting yourself out there. We're going to talk about the different elements of branding in this next session. So pay very, very close attention to it, Michelle, because these things, every one of you, whether you think so or not, how you show up, the brand, what people think about when they think about you, has a major impact on your recruiting ability, on your leadership ability, on your growth ability, on your contribution to the world. A major impact. Your brand needs to be thought about like Nike thinks about their brand. You know what I mean? You really need to think about that as a person, not just promoting the company brand, and that's all great, but you're as a person, as your team, it's very, very important, and we're going to train you on it in just a bit. But everybody give Michelle a big round of applause. Well done, well done. I think that's everybody. Here's what I'd like you all to do. Take the biggest decision that you're going to make over the course of this weekend, the biggest one, because you might have many, and put it into the comments. Take a moment and put it into the comments. Share it for everybody else. In typing it, you're going to feel something different. I want you to share it with everybody else, okay? Melinda's going to get organized. Raquel's going to go pro. Be more active. Step into my leadership. Take more action. Make more calls. Give more value. Be consistent. Take action. Wake up earlier. Make a commitment and see it out. Be bold. Leaving behind my limiting beliefs. Be a more brave recruiter. Stop playing small. Be more consistent. Be obsessed and all in. Follow through with decisions. Keep typing those in and take a look, because it'll give you some ideas on some decisions that you might need to make. Okay? All right, so that's our first session. I'm going to bring back Fabian. He's going to take you to the next level. All right? Give him a big round of applause.
Hello, hello, hello. So guys, always when you see me, one of two things are going to happen. Either you will get some housekeeping notes from me so that you know what's going on, or we're going to increase the energy altogether. This time, which one will it be? It is housekeeping. So we're leading into a 10-minute stretch break. So stretch break means as soon as I say go, not before, stay in your seat. As soon as I say go, just get up, stretch out a little bit, get something to drink, get some food, shake your body out, and you have to be back on time. You can use the restroom, of course. That's a good time to do that. Hydrate, make sure. But what the most important thing is that you will be back on time. We're starting the gifts session soon. The session I mentioned in the beginning, maybe we're going to start already after this stretch break. Maybe we're going to start a little bit later. I don't know yet. But we will reward those people who are back on time, those people who are always giving 100%, who are playing all out. Okay, guys, so everybody please be back at 11:02, okay? At 11:02, please write in the chat when you have to be back. What's the time? Write in the chat. What's the time? When do you have to be back? 11:02, exactly. Thank you very much. Don't forget that. If you are a group of people and somebody is not back on time, draw them back in. All right, guys, see you back at 11:02. Have fun with the stretch break.